So, hi everyone, and thanks for being with us for the reading. Took me a second. The reading element for One Art's 2026 Haiku Anthology, edited by Katie Dozier. And as a surprise guest and additional co-host, we have Timothy Green. So we really have One Art and Rattle here in the room, and as well as tons of special guests from all over the world who are in the digital pages of this anthology. Katie, would you like to say some words?
Sure. First, I just want to thank everyone who submitted and say what I've mentioned a couple of times, which is that the submissions were so strong this year. They've gotten stronger every year, which I think is a really encouraging sign for all of poetry, right? As the submissions it gets harder as an editor, but it gets more fulfilling, I think, for everybody else. So thanks to everybody who submitted and to everybody who's here with us for this reading today. Thanks for choosing to be with us and celebrate and look at some, I think, truly excellent haiku that we have in this anthology.
I second that. We've spoken of this, and I think we agree that this is the strongest of the anthologies so far. And in fact, there's two episodes of the Poetry Space, hosted by Katie and Tim, where we break down a good deal of the poems in the anthology. So I will put links to those in the chat, and I hope that you'll check them out. And I'm a huge fan of the show, so whenever I get to be on it, it is extra special.
Yeah. You're an OG, an original gangster on the poetry space back when it was on Twitter like 3 years ago. And I was really afraid only my mom was going to listen. So
This is
he's been
secretly
there since the
true, and
start.
that's also very sweet. So, what do we think? Before we get started, I will just mention that next week, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, is One Art's May reading because somehow we're all already at May, basically. And for the May 2026 reading, our featured readers are going to be Phyllis Colday, Carly Randolph Pittman, and Ellen Rowland. So that'll be really fun. I'll put a link in the chat for that. And why don't we get started? So yeah, I think we're just gonna go. I think we agreed we would just go in order of the anthology and do sort of the classic haiku style move of reading each poem twice. Um, and if someone's not here to read their poem, then one of the hosts will do it. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. I hope everybody else is good too.
I hope so too, but if
That's the
not, they
plan.
can speak up and maybe it will be a democracy. We'll find out as the speaking up occurs. So is I was gonna say I was already gonna get it wrong. Is Sherry Abaldo with us?
Hi, I
Yeah,
am
she is.
here.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Thanks for being here,
Thank you. With the
and thanks for
desert out
getting
the
us
window
started.
here. So just start. The spring he died, I wanted everyone to. The spring he died, I wanted everyone to.
Mm, brutal. Next up, we have Lana Heckman Ayers. Lana, are you here? Again, waiting to see if Lana's here. I think maybe not. I'm seeing some shaking heads. Katie, would you like to read this one?
Sure. Elephant balanced on a beach ball. Haiku. Elephant balanced on a beach ball. Haiku.
And that one has a concrete element, so it's good to look at.
Yeah.
Roberta Beery, are you here?
Did not see Roberta.
No,
Maybe
she's
I'll
not here. Yeah.
I'll read it.
Yeah, you read it. We'd love to hear from you,
Yeah,
Timothy
Well,
Green.
please, Tim.
Sorry. Trophy husband duties.
just hanging out. Okay. Damping down the tantrum snow swirl. Damping down the tantrum snow swirl. cool monoku there. It's weird not to talk about them. Are we not supposed to talk about them?
We can talk a little. I just didn't know how
Okay.
much, and then it's a little bit because we did cover some of this on the poetry space. So yeah, we can, but you're allowed to interject.
Well, I just wasn't sure if I was supposed to be interjecting or not.
No, it's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
should have
definitely
asked your
can.
impressions of the overall anthology because the first time you saw it was when we were doing the poetry
Yeah,
space.
I was really impressed. I thought it was a great, and I thought it was probably the best of the 3 years, and a lot of crossover poets too. Like you know
Yeah.
how you're always want to bridge haiku into the broader poetry community. That was kind of the point of the anthology in the first place, really.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty successful. I mean, and Lana are both poets that have had regular sort of free verse poems and
Hmm.
rattle before. Roberta there is a haiku poet, of course, but
Hmm.
she had a sonnet and rattle once. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
a
true.
lot of crossover. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. I really think too, my favorite people are the people that intersect between the two worlds anyway. So just an excuse for me to make friends, I think, really. But yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, should we continue with Doug? If Doug.
Yes, is Doug Bellevue here?
Oh, sorry. There are two Dougs because we have, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see Doug. Yeah, I'll try to
Okay.
keep track.
Okay, good. You try to keep track.
Okay, that can be my
You
job.
should be the best at that of all of us.
I've got the
Oh yeah,
mouse. What
Tim
am I
has
here so you don't
practice.
have to reach the mouse? Is that why?
Because I love you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love it.
Well,
I
I'll
love the
try to keep
band.
track of who's here.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Is Doug here? Doug
No.
B? No. Okay. Is it my turn? No.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. So this is Doug Belleville. Pinholes in a firefly jar. Americanism. Pinholes in a firefly jar. Americanism. I think that's a really nice. I mean, I used to go to sleep with fireflies in a jar, sorry, fireflies, and my dad would later let them out at night. I was like, I will read by this light, and it was never bright enough to actually read by. That was always my goal to catch
Oh,
enough.
I only had them in The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I have them in Kentucky, but
Okay. Jean-Andre Van Breda is not here. Maybe Mark wants to read.
Determined to touch the sky, I kneel. Determined to touch the sky, I kneel. Chuck, is Chuck here? Chuck is, and I love
is
this
here.
one.
I saw Chuck yet.
Okay, kid, your turn. Tilt a world.
Mhm.
Okay, kid, your turn. Tilt a world.
Mhm.
Oh man, the reading even adds. It's exactly what I hoped for.
It really does. I was lucky to meet Chuck at the Haiku North America conference in September, and I thought he was great at reading. He has a new book out too, and yeah, so I think it was very fun to hear him read and really brings it to life. Read it, you read it so much better. I feel bad like with how I read that on the poetry space hearing you read it.
We should talk about that conference at some point because
Yeah.
it sounds really fascinating, and I'm
Is
sure
it every
it's
other year?
It's
with
every other
characters.
year. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in Philly, I want to say next time. Is that
Oh
right?
wow. Well,
Anybody?
then I
Yes.
have no excuse.
Yes, okay. Yeah. You have no excuse. I meant to tell you that. That was like my first thought when they announced it was going
I,
to be
I do like Philadelphia. It'd be a fun
Yeah,
city
it'd
to
be
go
fun.
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I did not see Randy.
Okay.
So no Randy. Randy is MIA. Okay. Tim, did you want to read?
Sure. Deep in the woods, the fallen log, lucky break. Deep in the woods, the fallen log, lucky break.
Hmm. Well, I thought that was really interesting to think about, exactly what broke. Is it the log? Is it the leg? What's going on with it? And how like connected to nature as humans we are in that one. That's why I think I like that one so much.
Yeah, that's a cool
All right.
one.
Can I read the next one if Susan's not here?
Yeah, I didn't see Susan.
Okay.
I scan again now.
Good. Because I
No.
like saying this one out loud. Okay. Baby pacifier, you can suck it. Baby pacifier, you can suck it. Susan Birch. I have to read it really fast. I feel like that was it. And it is true though. I do. I saw a baby with a pacifier and I started like laughing. I looked like a crazy person, but that's okay.
We had a fun time talking about that one and just the Senryu in general, but
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
Well, Jared Campbell is very much in the house.
Yeah,
Yay.
great one. Yeah.
Yep.
Hello. Yep. Schoolboys need something to aim for. Urinal cake. Schoolboys need something to aim for. Urinal cake.
I would just say too, when I read that in the submission, Jared, I just started laughing. I think it was one of those that I called out from my desk. Sometimes Tim
Yeah, yeah.
interrupted.
She would just shout them out. The haiku across the house.
I thought it was great. I was like, because the first two lines, like I'm in a place of like dead poets society, and I'm like, oh, Captain, oh, we're going somewhere different. I see how that is. Yeah.
What a great household to live in where people are just screaming out haiku. I love it. I'm jealous. I think in the poetry space, there was some funny moments. I think Tim was debating how depressing we're supposed to find this one that, like, we can't aim too
Yeah,
high for the boys.
yeah. I think it's one of those that's funny, and then you're like, oh, yeah, oh,
Womp womp.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not overreading it. That's in there.
Okay, good, good, good to know. Is Sandip here?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Don't think so.
it's your turn.
Sure. Spring clouds. The farther I wander, the lighter my pack. Hmm. Spring clouds. The farther I wander, the lighter my pack.
I like how that one really has this sense of, not being a desk coup. I have nothing against a desk coup, as you guys all know, but still, like, actually, that feels like we're on a walk with the poet, a hike with the poet, and I think that's really connective and nice.
Yeah, I like how I'm getting different things out of these. This every time that I'm reading through it. And this time I'm just imagining someone eating the food they had packed with them, and that's why it's getting lighter.
That's true.
Is Sue here?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Sue.
Well,
Oh, and you
kia ora.
put Wisteria in the background. Beautiful.
I have to, from Florence. I'm from Aotearoa, New Zealand, and I'm so delighted to be here. This is my haiku. How I long for you, wisteria. How I long for you, wisteria.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, so nice. And I have to say, I wish I coordinated my background as well somehow as you did, because I would be very proud of that too. But that one really, I like how it kind of stays with you like the scent, afterwards as the experience of it too. And so it's so evocative with the scent, and focusing on that. And I love haiku that are scent focused, obviously, of course, we go visual, that's what we tend to do as poets, not even just haiku poets, but, really capturing scent and the most evocative of our senses and doing that, it really is effective and I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're even in Wisteria season as we speak, at least in the Philly area. So it's brief, but it's beautiful.
I see Sherry is here.
Oh, excellent.
Let's pretend we can start over. Snowfall. Let's pretend we can start over. Snowfall.
So a really beautiful one too, and I have to say, I think our ones that reference snow or ice are excellent because we had a ton of haiku submissions that reference it, so I had to be like extraordinarily picky with that subject matter so that we didn't end up with an all snow anthology in April, especially. So I really love that one too.
Can't be all snow or all cherry blossoms.
No, it just can't, unless that's a theme. Some people are saying, like, you should have a theme. You should have a theme. I don't know. I like the theme being excellent haiku, but, I guess that's always the theme, right? With a theme on top of a theme. But something to consider, maybe, Mark, for when we get together to do this again next year.
Food for thought. And Christina arrived just in time.
Hi. Did Do you want me to go ahead and read mine? I'm sorry, I missed the beginning.
No, it's great, Christiana. You're just in time. Like, it's perfect. You
Yeah,
magically
it's
appeared. Go
perfect.
ahead, please.
Yeah. Mine is finger painting, pink petals across the lawn. Finger painting pink petals across the lawn.
Mm. Well, that's so sweet. I love how too I get the, just total image of gardening with kids. And it was funny because we went and got some plants and Tim put in some rose bushes for us yesterday. And when I was out blowing the, stuff off of our driveway and there were pink petals and I thought of your haiku. It's sweet. Yeah.
It
I
is
like
very
the way
sweet.
that the petals kind of can also look like fingers.
Yes.
Light pink, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I picture them as fingerprints, and it takes me to like the like Charlotte brought home from her play school a couple weeks ago this like art that she made there with her thumbprint. It was actually like Texas bluebonnets because we're in Texas, but a thumbprint, and so they really do. The petals look like thumbprints, which is really neat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're reminding me, and I've tried this a few times and I can never get it right, but every cherry blossom season, when they fall, they do that effect on the sidewalk where they sort of start to dry and they fill in the sort of square around like where the I don't know what is it, grout work or concrete or whatever is around the sidewalk and how to sort
Yeah.
of describe that effect.
Yeah.
And I'm just not strong enough haiku poet to pull it off, it seems. So
Oh,
someone in this room, maybe.
it's a scary territory to go into cherry blossoms.
It is, yeah,
You
right,
really got to
Johnson.
say something new at this point, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But it does seem like I lived in the DC area for a while, and so I got to go see, the cherry blossoms at their peak like every year. And wow, we were trying to get a cherry blossom tree, but the dude at the nursery was like, those do not work in Texas, in Houston, so we had to give up on that dream. We'll have to just
Oh,
have them in our poems.
no, we'll have to have a talk about the zoning there for climate and what you can grow. I'm sure you can grow some pretty cool stuff. So,
Yeah, we settled on peaches.
Yeah.
well, that's still pretty exciting.
Mm.
Anna, do we have Anna?
No, I don't think so.
Who would like to read Anna's poem?
You want to do that one, Mark?
Sure. Boardwalk sunset. The ant on my popsicle gets the last lick. Boardwalk sunset. The ant on my popsicle gets the last lick.
Mm. I thought this one was really neat too because we have the more verbatim interpretation of what's going on, and then I like seeing us as an ant that's enjoying the last bit of sunset too, without even really phrasing it in such a way. It's amazing how the comparison can still be drawn.
Yeah, that boardwalk, like the
Yeah,
popsicle stick is really
yeah,
cool. It's like a
yeah.
fractal scale thing going on.
It's amazing how much like narrative you can get into a haiku. Like I'm constantly amazed, and yet you can read some Free Bruce poems that are 2 pages and you don't know what the hell's going on. Like,
Isn't that what Lou Watts was talking about in the sometime we were talking to him about like narrative being what was missing in his haiku at first?
oh yeah,
Like
that's a
that
good
there should
point.
be a story
Yeah,
if it's only fragments and not just an image.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was Lua. Yeah. Okay. I don't think Judson's here.
No, it did not
Okay.
be Judson.
We saw Justin in Boston though.
Did.
We literally were in a coffee place and Judson came up and was like, Katie in Boston. And it was like, I forgot. I mean, we were right by where he teaches, but I didn't cross my mind when we were in Boston to see Rena Espaillat for the next Still Life section of Rattle, which we're excited about. But anyway, it was fun to literally like basically, well, not literally, I guess, because we didn't like make contact, but as close to literally as you
Close.
can get. We did
Small
hug.
world.
So, okay. So this is Judson Evans. Polar vortex, more left than right, handed mittens. Polar vortex, more left than right, handed mittens. So I thought that this was really interesting too, because this is one of those two where like I realized like I don't actually know what a polar vortex is, and I Googled it and used it as an experience to like go down some interesting science rabbit holes, and I thought it was a really cool cut going to the handed mittens and bringing the people into it in that way. I thought was really neat. So let's see. Terry.
I did not see Terry.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You want to?
Before I give up anything, Lenten Rose. Before I give up anything, Lenten Rose.
Mm,
And this is one I would have to Google Lenten.
yeah.
What's
It's
the
like referring? It's a type of rose, but it's also referring to Lent. Is how
Ah,
I didn't actually Google it, to be honest. So
well,
hopefully that's right.
I said I would have to Google. I didn't say smarter people than me.
It took me
No.
a moment, yeah, initially. And Lenten Rose is even out right now, if I'm
Ah,
right, because I believe it's a type of hellebore. And
Hmm.
so it's a winter bloom that
ah,
is ending or soon to end if it hasn't totally ended where you are presently.
that's neat. All
Doug,
right.
Yes, hi. Red wine on the stove. Together we mull. Red wine on the stove. Together we mull.
Mm. Well, I thought that this was a really nice metaphor for looking at a conversation. When Tim and I were in London, I had mulled wine for the first time,
Me too.
and there's a lot of complexity in that, a lot of spice.
Bit much for me.
Yeah.
At the Dickens house where we had.
Oh yeah, we were. We were at Charles Dickens' house. Um, but yeah, I thought it was a really wonderful metaphor for that and the way that again, that's a sense of smell evoking one too, which I really liked, because you do like you think of mulled wine, the first thing I'm thinking of is like how that would smell before I'm even picturing how it would taste. So I really
Yeah,
liked that experience too. So
definitely.
thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Nice to
and
see
as we
you.
discussed on the poetry space, a somewhat rare two-line haiku.
Yeah, yeah, I'm always looking for those. I like and they're like the second rarest after the four line. So if you go above four, you're not really in haiku territory anymore. But I always feel like really proud of myself when I write one that's best as a four liner. But it's rare.
It's rare.
It's rare. Yeah, none in this.
Well,
Yeah. I
Paul
don't know how
has his
many.
sneaky one in here that's concrete.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He managed to pull that off. All right.
Nicole Caruso Garcia is not here. I don't think
No,
so.
I don't see
Another
Nicole.
poet though that I really didn't realize wrote haiku.
Mhm.
There are a few poets in
Yeah.
here. I was like, oh, they write
Yeah.
haiku too, and let's
Yeah.
see. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Daylight saving time. I wake up of natural causes. Daylight saving time. I wake up of natural causes.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
neat.
a lot of humor in this one
Yeah.
too, which is nice. Was there as much in the previous ones? I don't remember it standing out as much. I remember Brian's hilarious
I think that there was
freezer one.
less going in between the two within a single poem. Like I think that that's one of the big strengths of this year is, because like that last haiku is again funny but also like really sad, basically, a Walking Dead situation too going on top of it. And I think that there was a lot
Mhm.
more of that, which I love. I mean,
Yeah.
when you can have that much of an experience in such a short poem, I find it really inspiring. So, yeah. And Joanne is here.
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for putting this together today. It's great. I'm really enjoying it. Wedding ring, right hand, because. Wedding ring, right hand, because.
Mm. I thought that was so powerful because it really works as a metaphor for every because, right? I mean, every single one, which is pretty amazing,
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting
Mhm.
take on it.
Yeah, it is. It'd be a follow-up to Roberta Berry's Unworn Necklace.
Mm.
It is interesting, like the places you feel like you are quickly in these. Like I assume we're at a bar there, but there's no reason that we had to be at a bar.
We were thirsty.
I did not see
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Don't see Rachel Grieve here.
Can I read
Katie?
it?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Only with honey, learning to love tea time. Only with honey, learning to love tea time. And I thought this was, well, very sweet. And I could relate because Lizzie will only like pretend like she'll drink tea if it has a ton of honey in it. All the other kids like tea. They all like it, you know. Lizzie's in it for the honey. But also it's sweet how things go in bit by bit and the idea of really learning to love and how you do learn to love as a child, or at least your capacity continually increases for love. I think as we get older, that hopefully is on a trajectory of only getting more and more. So that's good. But how it is something that you learn, you know, and how there's the tea time setting is really beautiful too. So I don't think Cindy's here.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Mark?
All right, I'll go for it. Crescent moon, curve of the fallen robin, cradled in my hand. Crescent moon, curve of the fallen robin, cradled in my hand.
Mm. So that's definitely a very sad one. And um, you know, I think too, if we're gonna be on in a situation where we're talking about the moon and it's gonna be more of a visual comparison, it just has to be so strong and so apt to be powerful enough, you know, in this day and age with all the haiku out there. And I think it definitely is. You know, it's I think that like you can feel the weight of the bird in your hand just reading the poem, and that's why it's so powerful.
Atypical to see the alliteration, even with Cindy's name.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
Jennifer Hambrick? Nature or nurture, second draft.
Yeah.
Nature or nurture, second draft.
I talked a lot about this one in the second episode that we did that just came out on Friday of the poetry space, but I really think that this is great.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jennifer Hambrick is writing some really exciting stuff lately too, so it's nice to have one of hers in here.
It's a good reason to listen to the episodes. I expressed my confusion. So,
All right.
Catherine.
Want to read it, Katie?
I just had a real getting called on in school moment because occasionally I went by Catherine in school. I was like, wait. That was when I wanted to sound professional, and then I gave that up. Okay. I think it's a beautiful name, though. I don't know why. My dad probably wishes. Okay. Syllable by syllable, blooming lilacs. Syllable by syllable, blooming lilacs. Catherine P. Hayton. This one's close to my editor's heart too, because I love it when there's the cut between the natural world and then the craft of writing too. And I think that this really hits and allows you to connect different senses in a really nice way.
Yeah.
Jeff Hoagland.
No, you want to read it, Mark?
Sure. The time it takes a village. The time it takes a village. That one time.
Yeah, we talked about that one a lot too.
Yeah, I'm trying not to repeat myself. I'm like afraid I'm going to say the same thing I said.
Okay.
Well, we have another lilac poem coming up. Jacqueline. Oh, Jacqueline is here.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for doing this. Thanks for having me. Even after I close my eyes, blue lilacs. Even after I close my eyes, blue lilacs.
I love this one, and it also works on the level for me of how I just feel about haiku too. It's like an ars haiku for me, you know, when you read a really good one and then it's just still with you even as you move along. And so I thought it really captured the ma of haiku extremely well.
Thank you.
Yeah, good use of sense all over.
Yeah, I know. I was very happy with that. Okay.
Did not see Ruth.
No. Tim, do you want to read it?
Sure. Half-eaten muffin on the hospital tray. Father falling asleep. A half-eaten muffin on the hospital tray. Father falling asleep. That was Ruth Holzer.
Okay. Now me.
Yeah, Sangeeta is not here either.
Okay. I have to say for Sanjita Calorical, I every year I've sent her a message right when we're about to send out the responses, and in the declines we have her monoku from the first anthology. Just like now I should have looked it up so I didn't misquote it. But anyway, shout out to her for every year, night before we she gets a quick message like, "Can we use this again?" And the decline, she's sure. But anyway, her haiku this year is pause in midair, the curve of hourglass sands. Pause in midair, the curve of hourglass sands. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, Julie's next.
Is Julie?
No,
here?
she's not. Mark?
Okay, this is Julie Blas Kelsey's poem. Seatbelt, the sudden click of new friendship. Seatbelt, the sudden click of new friendship.
That's so cute. I just
really
love
is,
that one too. I mean, like too, that's we're at the point where like sometimes, you're giving one of the kids a friend a ride home and like it totally takes me back to being, in a friend's car on my best behavior, like wanting to impress their parents,
Yeah.
Really. And again, bringing in that sound is really nice,
It is, yeah.
Lynn Kemen is next. I guess my turn.
Okay.
Lynn Kemen. Crescent moon, proof the fullness once existed. Crescent moon, proof the fullness once existed.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. That one really gets to the heart of part of why we're so moon obsessed, right? It's the whole like that's just a loving constant that's there all the time, And I think that's I don't know, I really enjoyed that one. Let's see. Next is Peter Kovalik. Is he here?
No.
Okay. I'll read it then. The little girl says she wants a different name. End of the fairy tale. The little girl says she wants a different name. End of the fairy tale. So there's so much to unpack in this one. So again, we talk about it in the poetry space extensively, and it's also interesting because I think Tim, you pointed out during the episode that it's 575, and it's unquestionably a real haiku. So of course, I don't need to preach to the choir here. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I think it's good to point out when it's happening too when working. So, and I think it's a brilliant haiku.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Kat's not here either. Mark.
Cat Lehman's poem. Latchkey sun breaking through the window. Latchkey sun breaking through the window.
Okay. Let's see. John Levy.
John is
He's here.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi. Choosing a condolence card, silence. Choosing a condolence card, silence.
Well, this one definitely really impacted me too. Because I pictured like actually picking out a condolence card at the store and how it's a very odd feeling because too most of the card section is birthdays and anniversaries and all of that, and then it is this kind of like holy act that you're doing right in a grocery store. But then there's that, and then there's also to me, because I'm not the best at sending the letters that I should send, honestly, that sense of like I should have sent something, I should have said something, and the silence, that's a choice and a kind of card too, unfortunately. So that was really brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. Robert Lowe's.
So Robert Lowe's. Is it my turn, I guess?
Yes.
Concert intermission. The adagio of the bathroom line. Another one I didn't know
You
the word
read it
adagio.
twice, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sir.
Concert intermission. The adagio of the bathroom line. That was Robert Lowell's.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And then next we have by far our longest number of
Yes.
line haiku.
Are you sure you can take this one, Katie? It's a long one.
Yeah.
I think I can handle it.
Okay.
All right. So this is Paul M. Blood Moon, my childhood dream of space travel. Blood Moon, my childhood dream of space travel. And so this is to Concrete Coup in that it's meant to evoke the sense of a rocket because it is, so spaced out like that. But still, it is interesting. Like it's unquestionably a haiku, of course, even though it's that number of lines and everything, which I love things that, prove like you can't say, oh, it's up to a 3-line poem. It's up to, so I thought this was really neat and stood out. And, Paul is, an editor, and it's particularly fun to read submissions from editors, I think. So, especially when they like gear it like some of like what I do too, where it's like, I don't know, you're more likely to put in things that reference having edited and stuff. So his was a hard one to choose, choose which one for sure.
Yeah, of modern haiku, we
Yeah.
should say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Elizabeth McMuntatenko. I think Mark's turn.
Yeah.
I think so. Patterns on his aloha shirt are awkward hug. Patterns on his aloha shirt are awkward hug.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too, 'cause since we talked about this when you were just reading it, I got like also like a sad other reading. Like it's like the sense too of like somebody's trying really hard. Like you were trying hard to seem happy, or you're going to a Jimmy Buffett concert or something tribute thing. You're wearing an Aloha print shirt, So there's that, and like the disconnectedness of it too, even though it's ostensibly, I think, a very funny, just apt poem. But I think there's more to it, of course, too.
Yeah, a lot of readings to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can take that
Yeah.
awkwardness and the aloha shirt too.
Mhm.
And of course, great word, aloha.
Yeah.
Haiku like that.
Yeah, it is a great. I mean, you instantly just know it. Yeah. All right, my turn.
Yeah.
So this is Michael Meyerhofer. Mountain Pass. The single mom leans on a guardrail. Mountain Pass. The single mom leans on a guardrail. I think that's, that feels like taking in a painting. It's absolutely amazing how clear that image is to me, and how strong, and how it's just really, storytelling. We're still storytellers as I see it, even as haiku poets, right? We're storytelling.
Yeah, I mean the last two in particular, very much like those micro stories. Like we'll write a 5-word story, and then it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about on the podcast how Michael, a little like Nicole Crusoe Garcia, was someone we didn't really expect to be writing haiku, and how he's
Yeah, Michael gets around. He's been I've seen him in really old issues of like Frog Pond and stuff.
Really?
He writes a lot. He writes novels. He's got a whole fantasy.
Well, I'm glad he's
sci-fi.
because he's good at it.
He does. Yeah, it's true. He was a great reviewer when we used to publish reviews. He was the best one. He was like, if we had a budget, I would have offered to hire him and just have him do the reviews.
Yeah.
But
well, that's just genuinely impressive.
Okay, Jenny, not here.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. So this is Jenny Middleton. Pop songs on my radio, almost singing. Pop songs on my radio, almost singing.
Yeah, that's really fun.
I think it's again one of these that has the funny and then the one behind. So we have the fact that pop songs these days don't often always sound like singing. They sound like auto tuning, but they sound like that. But then also sort of that like I am somebody who, when I am alone in the car, I sing all the time unless I'm sad or something. And so it's like kind of reaching that like I'm just not quite up to it type thing too. So I think it's a really cool cut there.
That's a great example too of the idea of like two worlds, one breath. The worlds
Your
aren't
idea.
Okay, my idea. But I think it's a good one. I have to save that one to show because it doesn't have to be the cut that the two worlds cross across.
Yeah.
It's the one world in which, it's making fun of the pop songs, another world in which you're there's a lot of reasons to almost sing, you know. There's like
Yeah.
self-consciousness. There's also like embarrassment at knowing the pop songs at this age.
Yeah.
Do that kind of thing
Yeah,
too.
that
There's a
kind of
lot of,
similar.
but all those, you know, swirl around as
Yeah.
multiple sort of universes overlapping. Wish Bizwidget was here,
Yeah.
but whose turn is it?
Maybe
Mark's?
me. Okay. Biswajit Mishra. Every word outbracing itself, ants. Every word outbracing itself, ants.
Yeah, I love this. I love it. I love like picturing when I write, like, you know, if you are really in the flow state and like you just kind of like you're like pausing for a second though, but you're still in that zone and you're writing and then you just see and it looks, you know, the ants on the page and I like dissociating from the writing to that level. It's cool and I mean, I just think the idea, I mean, it's so perfect. An ant holding up, you know, what is it, 100 times its body weight or something? And, you know, each letter is doing the same thing as long as we're doing our job and writing a good poem, right? So it's pretty amazing.
That is very cool. You get
Yeah.
the strain. To me, it's like more strain than flow, you know.
I don't
Like
see it.
they're all carrying, especially in the haiku, you know, they're all carrying so much weight. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
It depends what font it is. You know?
Yeah,
If
that's
they're
true.
serifs
Comic
or...
Sans is not straining. Yeah. Okay. Is Gareth here?
no.
Okay. Is it my turn?
I think it's mine.
Okay,
Actually.
good.
Pointing a lens at everything white, snow day. Pointing a lens at everything white, snow day.
So I thought this was really interesting in terms of also like I read it as being also a cultural race critique too, which I thought was interesting.
Uchechukwu is here, I believe, right?
Great.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Yeah,
Can you
glad to
hear
have
me?
you here.
Right. Wow, man. I apologize. There's a power cut in my apartment at the moment. Can't see me from now because there's no power.
Well, we're happy to
So,
hear you.
okay. So, I should read my haiku.
That'd be great.
Okay. Newborn, a destiny link, plantain tree. Newborn, a destiny link, plantain tree. Thank you.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
really love that. The kind of, you know, of course, with a newborn, we're thinking of a baby, and then to go to, you know, a baby tree, like a little seedling, in such a short amount of time in my brain is a very pleasing experience, I think. And thinking about how connected we are to nature, how we all are rooted in nature and grow in nature, whether we're a human or a tree. So I really love the synergy in that poem.
Yeah. Al's not here. Mark.
Second marriage, our basement of boxes unpacked together. Second marriage, our basement of boxes unpacked together.
Well, I could relate to this one.
I've done
And
this too.
I thought it was just, you know, a brilliant idea of, you know, when you unpack together and all of the metaphorical ways in which you're doing that. I think Al had a poem the other day in Poetry Town in Georgeville.
Oh, yeah.
Paris. Yeah. Yeah.
Rattle Chapbook Prize winner.
Yeah.
Al.
Mm-hmm.
Brian O'Sullivan
Brian
is here.
O'Sullivan is here.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Hey.
So, hold on one sec. Okay. Cave painting, Stegosaurus, bathroom plaster. Cave painting, Stegosaurus, bathroom plaster.
I was curious, Brian, how you came up with this one. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to ask this for all
No,
of
that's
them,
okay. I
but-
have to talk about my bathroom, but that's all right. My bathroom has like kind of textured plaster. It looks kind of
Uh-huh.
scratchy. And in one area of my bathroom, there's a kind of scratchy area that looks like some sort of creature, something like a stegosaurus. So it's sort of reading into the patterns.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad I asked. That's wonderful. That's really
Thanks.
funny. I'll have to start looking more closely at the textures
Yeah,
walls that
no,
I
it's,
wish
it's
were
not good.
not
It's not
textured in
healthy.
our house.
I thought this was like childhood, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian is proof that you should take inspiration from anywhere because last year he had a frozen meatball haiku in the anthology. So you never know where it's going to come from.
Surprises.
John Pappas, is it your turn?
Sure. Okay. Used car lot. The ripple and flap of exclamation marks. Used car lot. The ripple and flap of exclamation marks. John Pappas. Playful one. I'm all for an inflatable tube, dude.
Too much time at the used car lots this year, too.
Yeah, that's true. We sell a lot of them.
Shruti Patel. Did I see her? No.
Don't think so.
Okay. Mark, you wanted to do that?
Yeah. False spring, tidying up before the cleaner arrives. False spring, tidying up before the cleaner arrives.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
one.
we talk about that one a lot in the episode too.
We did.
Let's see. Rick Pongratz is here. That's great. Hi.
Hello.
Excellent.
All right. We all start somewhere, maggots. We all start somewhere, maggots.
It's pure nihilism.
Yeah. At its warmest. Yeah, I think too with that I'm sure that in my life I will see maggots again, so at least I'll be able to think of this poem instead of how grossed out I am. So thanks for that too, Rick.
We're just glad maggots made it into a haiku.
Yeah.
They need representation.
They do. They do. They're pleased. Their union rep has reached out.
Let's see. Scott Reed. I think it's my turn. Sundogs, my shadow and I playing fetch. Sundogs, my shadow and I playing fetch. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. And Brian's here, definitely. Hi, Brian.
How you doing? Thanks for having me here today.
Thanks for being here.
Dandelion fluff, my control over nothing. Dandelion fluff, my control over nothing.
Yeah. I love poems about dandelion, but again, it's one of those subjects that's hard because, we want to write about dandelion, but I thought this is like one of the best dandelion poems I've ever seen. I thought it really, that's what it really is the perfect metaphor for. So, yeah. Even down to like, you can't even, blow out all the seeds when you want to. Like, it feels like you pick it up and you're just like, I accept that I am at your mercy, dandelion. So, really neat. It's my turn.
Yeah.
I think this is C Rose now. She messaged that she couldn't make it. Confessing only to the stars, my dark matter. Confessing only to the stars, my dark matter.
Yeah, cool play on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Dark matter phrase. Sean's next.
Sean is very much here. Sean featured as the cliffhanger haiku between the two episodes.
Okay, you don't even know how excited I was about that. Friday morning, I was like, "Is it up yet? It's up yet. I got to hear what the rest of it's going to be."
Oh, that's sweet. I feel almost mean that I made you wait that long.
Oh, yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Yeah. Nuclear family. The empty nest when they glow. Nuclear family. The empty nest when they glow. And I do want to respond to you. Yes, it was a prompt poem. It was last August when we had to do an unusual news story. And so it was inspired by that radioactive wasp nest in the Carolinas. And then obviously it glowed up into something much more. And Tim, you had it spot on about the pride. Yeah, you're sad that they're gone, but you are so proud of how independent and how successful and how well they're doing when they're on their own. So there was a lot there for me.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Super neat. I'm glad that I'm not crazy that I read it before. It probably would have been.
Yeah.
I was like, because when we were recording the episode, I said it, and then I was like, what if I'm going to sound kind of stupid if I'm wrong? But Sean will tell me. She's a real friend.
So I wanted to confirm so you don't lose
Thank
face.
you.
So you're good to go.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, Kelly Sargent's next. Mark, you want to take it?
Sure. Third marriage, wallpapering the family room with the same pattern. Third marriage, wallpapering the family room with the same pattern.
Let's see. And Carla's here. I think I saw her. Hi, Carla.
Hello, hello, hello. Listening for bird song, sirens. Listening for bird song, sirens.
Yeah, and this is another one we talked a lot about, and I have thought about a bunch since when I hear the sirens or I hear a loud bird song and how interesting it was.
Yes, I went last night at that botanical garden when the
Oh yeah. The botanical garden we were at, they were so aggressive about telling everyone they're gonna have to leave in 20 minutes. They had they had police sirens.
Oh, well,
They
I'll
did,
just say
every
that
5
there's
minutes,
also
yeah.
the sirens that you didn't mention are the ones that are in the story of Odysseus, and the sirens that kind of draw you in, and that's also part of
Oh,
this.
what an interesting
Whoa.
additional
Okay.
reading. That did not cross my mind. I wish it had crossed my mind because that's a cool that's a really cool reading to have in there. That's neat. Oh. There
Thank
were
you.
not the sirens at the Botanic Garden. Although the girls in their prom dresses to some, I guess. Okay. Do you want
So
Yeah, Julie Schwerin is not here. Okay, Julie Schwerin. Burying the lead, an ice-encrusted bag in the bottom of the freezer. Burying the lead, an ice-encrusted bag in the bottom of the freezer.
So last year we had the frozen meatball. This year we still got our freezer poem in.
Love it.
We'll see if the trend continues next year.
Things buried in freezers.
All right. Is it me?
Yeah.
I don't think. Shalaka Shankar. Family tree. The roots I never put down. Family tree. The roots I never put down. So I love that this one holds, for me, pretty contrasting conversations in the space of this short poem. And I like it when, a haiku can manage to do that. And it does, because to me, the question is like, well, why are you never putting them down? Is it just, the first reading we all go to, which is that, it just, the basic sort of more cliche part of it, which is the put down, the roots you put down, but also like, you don't choose to put them down. Why did you choose not to? And is it a choice? Is it, it's just very interesting. I think you could think about that one for a long time. Yeah.
Definitely true. Yeah. Just thinking of like the way people have like chosen families sort of increasingly nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
Circassiana Singh.
Yeah, she's not here. Do you want to read it, Mark?
Yeah. Pre-monsoon sky, spider veins ensnare my legs. Pre-monsoon sky, spider veins ensnare my legs.
Yeah, I like when haiku too are so immediately personal, and so like you can feel kind of the risk of saying something like that out loud, and I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
And James is here. I saw him earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
There.
right.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Slow to unmute there. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. Slipping tongue, black ice. Slipping tongue, black ice.
I thought this is a really neat use of tongues too, because we see the soles of the feet as soles, but it's so much fresher than that. And then that is what, when I say the wrong thing on occasion, definitely feels like falling on black ice, right? Because you don't see it coming, and then it's like, well, of course I fell saying that, So I thought it was a really brilliant metaphor.
Thank you. Yeah. It started life as a longer thing as part of another one. So I kept cutting and cutting and cutting. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always like too the danger in writing both formal poetry or free verse and then haiku is when you write a long poem and then you're like, oh, actually this is just a haiku. It's like it's satisfying, but at once like, why did I have to write that whole page to just get there? But I guess we get better and better.
We can be proud of ourselves for, spending all
Yeah.
that time to save other people time, right?
That's true. That's a good point. That's how I'll look at it. Yeah.
Well, Jess Sinclair's here.
Great.
Winter Depths, the No Herons of the Susquehanna. Winter Depths, the No Herons of the Susquehanna.
I thought that this was so brilliant, Joshua, too, because I mean the idea of like forming haiku around the absence of something is really neat. It becomes sort of like a negative, like an inversion of a haiku, and so it's really one worth thinking about for a long time, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels Taoist or Buddhist in some fashion, right? Like
Yeah.
the sort of no self or non-action.
Yeah.
Jeff.
All right.
Jeff is here.
Tempo. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hand plunges once, twice. Different river. Hand plunges once, twice. Different river.
Well, you definitely got the pauses perfect in how you read that. And Jeff, you're going to be on the Rattlecast really soon.
Yeah, May 3rd.
May 3rd.
A week from today.
We're looking forward to that. I expect
Me
you
too.
to read haiku, including this one. No pressure.
Nothing but haiku.
No pressure. Well, we're looking forward to that.
Heraclitus would really be proud. So May 3rd, again, is also the one art reading. So are those hopefully not overlapping times?
No, it's the regular time. It's a Sunday instead of Monday, but it's
the regular
It's
time.
8 p.m. Eastern
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So no overlap. So 2 p.m. Eastern is one.
Yeah, so plenty of time.
That'd be funny if it overlapped and I gave like a hard sell to Lori.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, you just got to choose. Life's full of choices. What can I say? They're both recorded, so there's that.
Yeah, there is that.
Scott was
yeah,
here.
Scott is here. Last
There
but
he
not least.
Okay.
I see you, Scott. Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Scare tactics. No longer duped by fake owls. Scare tactics. No longer duped by fake owls.
That's how great is that? Like, I don't care if you've never read a haiku. If you just, if you somehow manage to get this poem out to like everybody would love it. Like, and it's just so perfect.
Well, I can assure you, not everyone loved it. It's been rejected.
That is surprising.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I really love it. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you too, it's just one of those poems that was strictly from observation, seeing these fake owls on the top of all the homes here to keep the birds and pigeons away. But then it became so political in my head.
Yeah, it's a very political poem, it feels.
Yeah.
And now I see it just as that.
Oh, that's interesting. Did it come to you just fully formed, like the haiku in your head when you
Oh,
got
no.
it?
No, not fully formed. Nothing ever comes fully formed in this head.
Well, thank you. I guess this is that, everybody? I guess
Yeah.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much to everybody for sharing your poems and those that came to listen and join in our gathering. That was really wonderful to see you all too. And I have such respect for the writers in this space with us today. I really do. So many of you all, like when you submit and to prompt lines or when I get to see your poems elsewhere, you're always the people I'm like really excited to get to read your poems. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me aboard
Thank
too.
you for
The
being
old
here,
Yeah,
Trophy
thanks
Husband.
for
Yeah.
your support,
You were
Tim.
great.
Really making the space. So
And thanks, Mark, for all you do with the formatting, putting everything up, and as we said, we don't remember how we started doing this, but I am really glad that we started, and it's wonderful to get to work with you.
aw, me too. And I'm glad we're keeping it going.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for being with us. This has been a great joy.
Yeah.